Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today, we're going to explore the day Alex and Tuna step into the baby aisle for the first time, filling a cart with tiny clothes, diapers, and nursery dreams, while one quiet confession reveals the fear Tuna has been hiding and a single promise from Alex changes everything. If you enjoy this story, don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss the next videos. The morning light slipped through the curtains and brushed Alex's face until his eyes opened. For a moment he stayed still, listening to the quiet Tuna's steady breathing beside him, the soft hush of the house before it fully woke. 2 months. That was all it had been since the hospital, since the words, 2 months pregnant, had changed everything. His hand moved instinctively to Tuna's belly. It was still flat, easy for the world to miss, but to him, it felt like the center of their future. A warm, excited flutter rose in his chest, and he smiled one of those private smiles he never showed in boardrooms. An idea hit him, clear and simple. He leaned over and gently nudged her shoulder. "Hey," he whispered, voice low and bright. "Wake up. Let's go shopping for the baby today." Tuna blinked, drowsy at first. Then the words landed. Her eyes brightened, and her hand slid to her belly, as if to confirm the miracle was still there. "Shopping?" she murmured, already smiling. "Shopping," Alex repeated, grinning now. "We keep saying we're ready, but we don't have anything. I want to start today." Tuna laughed softly. "You're excited." "I'm terrified," he admitted, and kissed her forehead. "But yes, excited too." He got up and pulled the curtains wide. Sunlight flooded the room, turning everything warm and soft. When Tuna sat up, Alex offered his hand and helped her, then wrapped his arms around her from behind, holding her close. "We'll get everything we need," he said into her hair. "Boy or girl, we're ready for anything." Those words eased the faint shadows that sometimes lingered in Tuna's heart. She had carried so much alone for so long that happiness still felt unfamiliar, like something that could disappear if she relaxed too much. But Alex's certainty steadied her. They prepared quickly. Tuna chose loose clothes, and Alex teased her with a playful look. "Trying to hide the belly already? There's nothing to hide," she said, swatting his arm, but her smile stayed. Before they left, Alex checked on Henry. The little boy slept peacefully, cheeks round, arms stretched wide like he owned the world. Alex stood there for a second, love tightening his throat, then closed the door quietly. On the drive, autumn sunlight filtered through the windshield, painting moving patterns across the dashboard. Alex drove slower than usual, not because he had to, but because he wanted to stretch the moment. Tuna sat beside him with one hand resting on her belly, eyes drifting over trees turning gold and red. After a while, Alex asked, "Do you ever imagine what the baby will look like?" Tuna turned toward him, eyes shimmering. "I hope the baby has your smile," she said, then added, softer, "and your strength." Warmth spread through Alex. He remembered the early days, Tuna cautious, Henry the center of her world, trust something she guarded carefully. Now she was saying, "our baby," like it belonged there. "Whoever the baby takes after," Alex said, "will love them completely." He lifted his right hand and covered hers for a moment. "And you don't have to carry this alone. Not the fear, not the responsibility, not any of it." Tuna swallowed and looked out the window. "I'm scared," she admitted. "Scared I won't be good enough this time." Alex shook his head gently. "You were incredible with Henry," he said, "and this time you're not alone." The simple declaration anchored her. She nodded, then laced her fingers with his when he reached over again. Their hands rested together between them, quiet and sure. The automatic doors of the supermarket slid open, and cool air wrapped around them. Alex pushed the cart while Tuna walked beside him, hand still resting instinctively on her belly. They headed straight for the newborn section, and Tuna slowed the moment she saw it. Tiny clothes hung in neat rows, soft pastels, and little prints, small socks, knit hats. blankets folded like clouds. It was strange how something so small could make her chest feel so full. Alex lifted a pale yellow bodysuit with tiny white clouds. "Neutral," he said, smiling. "Safe choice." Tuna touched the fabric, eyes widening. "It's so soft," she whispered, imagining a tiny body inside it, warm and protected. They moved slowly, picking out simple essentials. A few neutral onesies, white socks, burp cloths, soft bibs. Alex watched the way Tuna examined each label with care, as if every choice mattered more than money. "You're being very serious," Alex teased gently. "I want the baby to have the best from the beginning," Tuna replied, and the words carried more than they sounded. Alex understood immediately this wasn't only for the new baby. It was Tuna trying to heal old lack with new love. Alex placed a hand on her shoulder. "We'll give the baby everything," he said, "and Henry too." They reached the clothing area divided into two sides, soft blues and little cars on one, gentle pinks and butterflies on the other. Tuna held up a blue outfit, then glanced at a pink one, hesitating in the middle like she was afraid to choose wrong. Alex leaned in and said quietly, "Let's buy both. Be ready for anything." Tuna looked up at him. "You think that's okay?" "Of course," Alex answered. "Boy or girl, the baby is ours. I want them to have every possibility." Something loosened inside Tuna. She began choosing with more confidence. A blue train print set, a pink daisy one, then a few more neutrals to balance it out. Alex helped fold them into the cart, their hands brushing, eyes meeting in small, steady moments. "You don't have to choose alone anymore," he whispered. Tuna's eyes filled. She wiped her tears quickly and laughed at herself. "I'm being silly." "You're not," Alex said softly, and pulled her into a brief hug right there in the aisle. "You're learning to trust." They moved on to the baby care aisle. Diapers towered on the shelves, and the faint scent of baby powder hung in the air. Alex grabbed a large pack and held it up like a trophy. "This should last us a while," he announced, mock serious. Tuna burst out laughing. "You look ridiculous." Alex cradled the pack like it was priceless. "This is our family's treasure now." Her laughter softened into something gentler. "I never thought I'd buy diapers with someone," she admitted. Alex set the pack into the cart and wrapped his arms around her from behind for a moment. "From now on," he murmured, "you'll buy them with me." They chose wipes, rash cream, baby soap, a tiny thermometer, and argued playfully over bottles like it was a life or death decision. By the time they rolled toward nursery essentials, the cart was already heavy with small things that felt enormous. Alex squeezed Tuna's hand. "Next aisle," he said, eyes bright. "The big stuff." Tuna nodded, smiling as her heart swelled again. "Okay," she whispered, one step at a time. They turned the corner and saw the nursery aisle open up bassinets lined like little white boats, baby monitors blinking in boxes, rocking chairs displayed under bright lights. Tuna slowed again, fingertips brushing the edge of a small bassinet as if afraid to disturb it. Alex watched her expression change from laughter to quiet awe, and he felt the same thing. This was no longer a dream they talked about late at night. It was becoming real, item by item. Tuna stood in front of the bassinet for a long moment, fingers tracing the smooth wooden rail as if she were memorizing it. It looked so clean and perfect under the store lights, white paint, rounded edges, soft padding inside. Something about it made her chest tighten with emotion. "I can picture the baby sleeping here," she whispered. "So peaceful." Alex stepped behind her, arms circling her waist. "We'll put it next to our bed," he said softly, his voice filled with certainty, "so we can hear every little breath." Tuna turned to him, eyes shining. "You really want that?" she asked, still surprised by how fully he leaned into this life. Alex nodded. "I want it all," he said, and his voice didn't waver. "Waking up at night to change diapers, making bottles half asleep, singing lullabies, even if I'm terrible at it, Seeing your face when the baby smiles for the first time. The words reached the deepest part of Tuna, the part that still carried the fear of being alone. She leaned her forehead against his chest for a moment, breathing in, then whispered, "Thank you." They moved deeper into the aisle, choosing slowly, talking through each item like they were planning a future one piece at a time. A baby monitor so they could hear the smallest sound. A rocking seat that played gentle music. Soft cloth books for when tiny hands were ready to turn pages. Tuna laughed when Alex tested a rocking chair and looked slightly too large for it. "You're going to break it." "I'm testing quality," Alex said solemnly, then gave her a wink. The cart filled more crib sheets, swaddles, pacifiers, a small nightlight shaped like a moon. Every item sparked a new imagined scene. Henry peeking over the crib edge, Tuna rocking the baby at midnight, Alex stumbling into the nursery with messy hair and determination. At one point, Tuna stopped and stared into the cart. "This is a lot," she said, half laughing, half overwhelmed. Alex tilted his head. "Too much?" Tuna shook her head quickly. "No, just, I never had this before." She swallowed. "With Henry, I bought things one by one, when I could. Sometimes I borrowed, sometimes I just made do." Alex's expression softened. He reached for her hand. "You don't have to make do anymore," he said quietly. "Not you, not Henry, not this baby." Tuna nodded, eyes filling again. She blinked hard, smiling through it. "Stop making me cry in the middle of a supermarket." Alex laughed and pressed a quick kiss to her forehead. "I'm not doing it on purpose." They rolled toward checkout, the cart heavy enough that Alex had to push with both hands. The line was long, but neither of them minded. Tuna stood close to him, leaning lightly against his shoulder, fingers still resting protectively over her belly. Alex watched her and felt something shift inside him. This wasn't just happiness, it was responsibility, and he welcomed it. It felt like purpose. At the register, the cashier scanned item after item, eyebrows lifting as the pile grew. Alex paid without hesitation. He didn't even glance at the total. Tuna noticed, and her instinctive worry flared. "Alex," she murmured, "it's a lot of money." Alex turned to her calmly. "It's a lot of love," he replied, "and we're fine." Tuna stared at him, and for a second she couldn't speak. Then she simply nodded, accepting it, letting it sink in. Bags piled into the cart soft, light plastic bags filled with tiny socks and bottles, and heavier bags with diapers and larger items. When they finally stepped outside, golden late afternoon light wrapped around them like a blanket. Alex pushed the overloaded cart toward the car with a proud grin. "We really did buy an entire world," he said. Tuna laughed softly, hand on her belly. "It feels like it." At the car, Alex opened the trunk and began loading the bags carefully, stacking them like they were fragile treasures. He arranged everything neatly, almost obsessively, diapers to one side, clothes folded flat, nursery items secured so nothing would shift. Tuna stood nearby watching him, her expression full of love and quiet amazement. "You're acting like you're packing for a mission," she teased. "I am," Alex replied seriously. "Operation Baby." Tuna burst into laughter again, and the sound felt so light and free that it made Alex smile even wider. When the trunk was finally full, he closed it and pulled her into a tight hug. "Did you have a good day?" he asked. Tuna nodded, voice thick. "The best," she whispered. "I never thought I'd have days like this." Alex kissed her forehead. "There will be many more," he said, "and we'll do them together." They got into the car. As Alex started the engine, the sky ahead was already beginning to soften into sunset, warm orange, spreading across the horizon like a promise. On the drive home, Tuna rested her head against Alex's shoulder at a red light, her hand still on her belly. Alex covered it gently with his own. "Henry's probably waiting for us," Tuna murmured. Alex smiled. "Yeah," he said softly. "Tonight, we'll tell him about the little brother or sister coming soon." Tunar's eyes filled again, but this time the tears were pure happiness. "He's going to be so confused," she whispered, laughing quietly. Alex chuckled. "He'll adapt. He's our smart boy." When they arrived home, the house greeted them with warm stillness. Alex turned off the engine, and for a moment, neither of them moved. They just sat there, letting the day settle into their bodies like a memory. Tunar looked at Alex and said softly, "Thank you for giving me this chance." Alex turned to her, surprised by the words. "No," he said gently, taking her hand. "Thank you for staying. Thank you for trusting me." Tunar squeezed his fingers. "I'm trying," she admitted. "You're doing it," Alex answered. They carried the bags inside, the rustle of plastic and the thud of diaper packs echoing through the hallway. The house suddenly felt fuller, as if the future had walked in with them. Henry's room was quiet. They peeked in together. He was asleep, face relaxed, a tiny smile on his lips like he was dreaming something sweet. Tunar stood there, one hand on her belly, and whispered, "He doesn't even know." Alex stepped beside her, voice low, "Soon he will." They stood in the doorway for a few seconds, looking at the boy who had already changed their lives once. Then Alex wrapped an arm around Tunar's shoulders and pulled her close. "We're really doing this," he whispered. Tunar leaned into him, smiling through tears. "Yes," she said, "we are." That night, as they unpacked, they moved slowly, carefully, almost reverently. Tiny clothes went into drawers, diapers stacked neatly in the corner. The bassinet instructions were placed on the table, waiting for tomorrow. Tunar paused at one point and looked around the room, eyes shining. "Our home is filling up," she said. Alex nodded, his own throat tight. "With life," he murmured. "With love." And as the last bag was emptied, the door closed quietly behind them, sealing in a warmth that felt stronger than fear. Their journey was only beginning, but for the first time, it didn't feel uncertain. It felt shared. After waking to the peaceful morning, Alex is overwhelmed with excitement and suggests that he and Tunar go shopping for their baby. Tunar, still adjusting to pregnancy, feels both joy and lingering fear. But Alex's warmth reassures her. On the drive, they talk honestly about what the baby might look like, and Tunar admits she worries she won't be good enough. Alex reminds her she has already been an incredible mother to Henry and promises she won't be alone this time. At the supermarket, they wander through newborn aisles, picking soft clothes, diapers, and nursery essentials, laughing through playful moments and tearing up at the weight of what they're building. Tunar opens up about how different this feels from raising Henry alone, and Alex promises she no longer has to make do. They return home with bags full of hope, quietly realizing their future is becoming real.